Ready?
Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound.
Let's do it.
Hello, and welcome to the Shroomiverse. I am the Shaman.
I'm Spacedog.
Right, I'm still in pretty much hysterics after that tale you told me before we started recording about the Russian Spacedog. This is where you got your name, come and tell me more.
Spacedog was the first dog.
Was it actually called Spacedog though?
Oh, that's the nickname given to it. The dog, well, it's some kind of Russian name. Basically, the Russians thought we needed an animal to send into space before we send a human into space.
Yeah.
But they didn't just pick a pedigree dog. You'd think like a high-class Alsatian, like one of these attack dogs, you know.
Yeah.
Years of breeding and training. And they actually went on the streets and found the nearest stray. This stray husky. Picked him up on the street and blasted him off into space.
To be fair though, you can imagine a fucking stray Russian dog being really like hard as nails. Like if you're a stray dog in Russia, you've seen some shit.
I think of the cold winters you've had to put through. You got like an extra layer of fur and all that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I can't. Can you imagine being a dog going into space? Like one day, fucking.
I
like,
can't imagine
sniffing
going into space. What are you talking about?
Like, but imagine it, right? You're sniffing. Like one day you're sniffing an arsehole. Or some other stray Russian dog, right? Fucking
Like, this could be humans.
crab infested arsehole. Then you're picked up by some scientist with like given like fancy food, like really nice lifestyle for like maybe like a couple months.
I don't think he was given fancy food, man.
Do you reckon he just went straight into a rocket?
I don't think they.
Just like here's a dog.
I don't even think they had the pedigree chum over there, man. It's not even the treats. Just literally set him up into space.
And obviously no hope of like actually returning.
No. Well, that was another thing when I was actually searching for him. The very first article was called The Very Sad Story of Spacedog. And I didn't want to click to read more. Because I knew this isn't going to end well. So that's where I got my name from.
Mate, like
2 seconds of Googling.
it'd be a sad death. Sad death. R.I.P. Spacedog.
Wow.
What is the success rate of people going to space now? Is it still really fucking dangerous?
Yeah, clearly. Like the actual success rate now of like survival rate, it's going to be really high, obviously, because like when was the last time an astronaut died? What?
That's what I'm thinking. So in the 60s, it was always like touch and go whether you're actually going to be alive.
But I think now, like last big death of like things was when it Challenger exploded? Do you remember? Like I was in primary school back when that happened, and that hit the news. I haven't heard of an astronaut dying. Like it'd be all over the news if it happened.
You hear of shuttles crashing or like takeoffs not being successful, but nobody's on them. I don't think.
Yeah,
There's certain.
that's
certain
mad.
things
How
they
many of
do.
those do you actually reckon people are on? But that the news just doesn't go out. Like you must like if you're
You can't hide the fact that you've got an astronaut in there unless you're Russia.
Mate, if you're an astronaut, you probably sign a waiver that doesn't go to the news. Like, like you might.
An NDA for your own death.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, you must. You wouldn't be able to get away with that.
Yeah, fair.
I just think things are a lot safer now.
Yeah, they must be.
But I'd still think it has to add to your life insurance premium.
Mate.
If you select that on the drop-down menu, astronaut, that's going to be an extra £10 a month for your life insurance. You don't be selecting that.
Nah. Mate, but to be fair though, like, it must be, if you think of so much that could go wrong when you're in space, like the tiniest of like little rivet in the spaceship comes out and you're all dead. Like, fuck knows if you get fire in there.
The tiniest bolt undoes from.
Yeah. Mate, some fucker just didn't do their job properly. You got a little bolt, like little screw that's not in properly.
The toilet wasn't fitted
Mate,
correctly.
can you imagine having a broken
The
toilet
screw
in
is halfway
space?
off. as you're flying into Mars. You've got a plumbing issue.
How do you go to the toilet in space? Like, maybe there's a bag? Like, there must be videos. Like, Tim Peake's probably done something on this.
Yeah, it has to be in a bag.
Like, shit
It has to be a bag around your.
Shit into a bag, freeze dry it, and then, like, throw it out.
I'm not sure if you throw it out.
You just, like, leave it.
It probably goes into like some kind of deposit area. Wastage area. I don't think they're actually leaving shit in space, are they?
I don't know, mate. You've got airlock doors. You've got
We've done enough to the Earth. Why are we shitting in space?
Mate, you've got airlock doors, right? You've got a spacewalk. So surely, if you have the capability to do a spacewalk, then surely maybe one of your daily tasks is to take the shit and throw it out.
What?
Like, if you think of it, right, if you're on the ISS, right, if you're on the ISS, there's what, mate, how many people are on there? Maybe like 15, 20?
Quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For like, what, 6 months at a time? There's going to be a lot of shit. You're not just going to put that in a bucket and just...
Okay, yeah. The space station's a different story. I was thinking of the
Well, yeah, but
the shuttles to and from. But yeah, the actual space station.
most rockets that just go up, at the moment anyway, most rockets that just go up are just testing shit. Like the most SpaceX stuff. Like, when was the last time NASA launched a rocket to go up to like the moon or anything like that?
Well, NASA's not doing anything anymore, is it?
Exactly.
It's giving the money to third parties, to SpaceX.
Yeah, mate, and space.
Or doesn't it give them the contracts? Because they've got the money and the resources to take it further. I was listening to a interview with this guy. I think he was David Fraser. I think. He's like some kind of American military guy, but he knows a lot about like space and everything. They were saying that like since SpaceX took over, it's exponentially like.
Great podcast, mate.
It's just like the level of progress in the last 10 years compared to the 20 years before.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, things have got so much cheaper, so much faster.
Yeah.
And that's just because it's gone to Elon Musk and SpaceX, because they got the resources to do it. Whereas with government, and you've also got a lot of fucking legal loopholes with NASA. If they do anything, it needs to be okayed by another person. That needs to be signed off.
Yeah.
It's just Elon Musk going, I want to do this.
mate,
He's literally him waking up one day going, I want to send this to this place.
I'm not being funny.
5 billion? Yeah, we'll do it.
If you are Elon Musk, you've got all the money in the world. You're smart as fuck.
I was wondering how long it would take for Elon Musk to come. I think he's every psychedelic fan's
Absolutely.
hero.
Right, you've got all the money in the world. Right, you're smart as fuck. You're basically a cyborg already. Any idea that you have, anything that you can't do, you've got the best people working for you to do anyway. So you can essentially just be like, hey, I wanna go to moon, go to the Mars. I wanna colonize Mars. There are people there literally looking into every single aspect of like actually colonizing Mars, like down to fertilization, down to like fertilizing the soil. You know, how to actually grow stuff. Like, have you ever watched the film? What's The Martian?
Watched it recently, yeah.
Mate, that's a banging film. That's a banging film. But like, the science behind that is meant to be quite legit. So if you can actually basically shit on Mars and grow something, then there's probably someone's got a calculation in there at like Elon Musk's disposal about how many people need to shit on Mars to grow plants.
I want that power.
Mate.
I want the power of Elon to just go, and the brain power.
Mate, yeah.
Because it's not just that, is it? He actually knows how to make things happen.
Let's face it, he's not an actual person, is he?
You think he's like a cyborg or something?
Yeah, he's a computer.
Well, he's doing Neuralink, right?
Exactly.
So is he
mate.
is he the test subject that he just hasn't told people?
Mate, obviously. Mate, if
The
you're
last 10 years has had it put it in his brain.
if you're Elon Musk, and you know that technology is there, you know it's sound, and you know it's going to take years for people to actually like start paying attention to it and actually caring about it and like trusting it, you're gonna fucking do it on yourself. Absolutely. See how it goes. Market the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then, man, be like, hey, like one day you'll almost just pop out, be like, hey, yeah, I've had this. What do you say?
Wow.
Mate, I'm so high, by the way. I feel like I'm trying pure shit.
Breaking the fourth wall there. We're going to the other side.
Yeah, sorry. I'm seeing a lot of shit right now, guys.
This is good. This is working our brains,
Absolutely.
reaching areas that we wouldn't be able to find before.
And I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm probably chatting pure shit, but hey. That's why we're here. It's our first fucking episode. Just cracking on with it, mate. Two guys who like shrooms.
Solving the world's problems.
Exactly.
We were having a really good conversation earlier, though.
Yeah, well, remind me what we were talking about. What?
Just about your family and stuff.
Yeah, so I was looking to take CBD to my dad. Essentially, he's recovering from cancer. He's been through like quite a bad road with it, to be honest. But he's had like chemotherapy and stuff like that. He's been cleared. He's got remission. But at the moment, he's on that slow march to death. Like you can tell that his body's just given up, and it's a matter of time until it kind of like I honestly don't think it, even if the cancer comes back, I don't think that's going to get him. I think it's like
Really?
yeah, no, I think it's just going to be the body giving up over time, to be honest. Like chemotherapy took such a fucking toll on him, you know. He
Yeah.
fought that with everything, and then all of a sudden like they said, oh right, that's it, no more cancer, and he's just a shell of a man now.
How long was he in chemo for?
It was only one session. So I can't remember how long it was, but it was probably like what 12 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't living at home when it was when he had it, so I didn't really see the bad sides of it that much. But at the moment he's really ill, so I was like, fuck it, let's take some CBD oil back to him. And I took it back to him, and he was like, he's like, don't you be smoking any weed? I'm like, what? I'm like, he's like, I don't want you to be, fuck me, I'm really high. Sorry. He's like, no, like, don't be, sorry, I'm seeing so much shit right now.
We were talking about people being closed-minded to drugs and stuff like that, basically.
Exactly. So yeah, I was saying, hey, try the CBD oil. And he just wouldn't have it. Like he was just like, no.
Well, because he thinks CBD is going to get him high?
Yeah, no, because it's weed related. Because it's weed related.
But
like,
he knows
I don't
there's not
have it.
the psychedelic, the
yeah,
high effects. The THC's not in it, right?
Absolutely. He knows there's no like. He knows it won't get you high, but because it's come from weed, he's like, I won't have it. Like, I won't try it or anything like that. I'm trying to tell him about the benefits of it. And then he's just like, yeah. And when I was on my way out, he's like, and don't you go smoking it? Like, don't go smoking weed. I'm like, you've never told me not to smoke weed in my life. Like, but now I bring CBD oil in. Like, don't go smoking weed.
So this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's legal in shops. You go to the corner shop and you get it, right? Certain shops. And he's still making that distinction of no, it's bad for you. But CBD's got so many great benefits.
Mate.
It's proven. Like lowers anxiety, good for...
Exactly, you can buy it anywhere. You can buy it absolutely anywhere. But...
Mate, let's get the microphone closer.
You can buy it anywhere. Mate, this first episode is shit. But hey, that's why we're here.
I've never actually taken CBD, but I'm a huge advocate for the benefits of cannabis. And just just how good it is.
Yeah. Oh, look, to be honest, it fucking calms
So
you
the
down.
CBD, if you had the CBD, you can have like the eye drops. Was it in forms of eye drops or what was it?
No, it's just like you put it underneath your mouth. Yeah, you underneath your tongue. Little couple of drops.
What, just before?
No, like you take it twice a day.
Because I've heard of people doing that before bed, so it helps you go to like a deep sleep. But
No.
yeah.
No, it's like you just take it twice a day underneath your tongue, and it just calms you down, just chills you out. So, hey, what? Like it's cool. It works. It calms down your anxiety.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I'm trying it at the moment. But to be honest, I'm also microdosing, so I'm not sure whether I'm seeing the full effect. But like, I was selling it to my dad for like
It's probably not a reliable test.
yeah, absolutely. I was selling it to my dad for like the anxiety benefits as well, and stuff like that. But it's like because it calms your anxiety so much. But mate,
In terms of how does that work then? So times where you feel that you would get anxious usually,
I don't know.
and then you're having the CBD and you're like, okay, I'm feeling a bit more calm about this situation. Now, how do you know that it's working?
I can only talk from the microdosing side of things because I'm microdosing at the same time as CBD.
So that's going to help your effects
Yeah,
for lower
but-
anxiety anyway.
Yeah,
Has it got the same type of benefits?
yeah. It's essentially like microdosing is CBD on the heat kind of thing. So yeah, like all the benefits can be the same. So mate, it's magic mushrooms benefits. Like it just helps your life in
And-
every way possible. But
And
yeah.
you've really seen the benefits of microdosing.
Oh, mate. Right, so like when it comes to the when it comes to like the anxiety and stuff,
Shaman is taking the floor.
when it comes to like anxiety and things like that, you have a thought pop into your head, and you like it just calms it straight away. It's like how you deal with that. It's like it just slots it to a side, or it says like, hey, here's a resolution to that problem. It's almost like it helps your coping mechanisms, big time. It's like I suffer from depression as well, which is like another reason why I was kind of like keen to go on the microdosing. And the depression just isn't there, right? And the key, like the two differences with depression and anxiety is like depression, you're there constantly. Anxiety is it just pops into your head every now and again, and then will drag you down, kind of thing. So, if anything, what I've noticed is anxiety can get you worse than depression can, because like I'm not saying that out, obviously depression's really fucking shit, and anyone who suffers from depression, I'm not at all undercutting what you're going through, because it's fucking horrible. But what from my own personal experiences is that like when you're depressed, you're just depressed, you're down, you're there, and you've got to find a way of dealing with that. The anxiety is when you find a way of actually living with your day-to-day life, the anxiety will just pop in and like crush you and get you. Whereas what microdosing does is microdosing will just almost put up a barrier to that and kind of say like, hey, those horrible anxious thoughts, those nasty things which are getting at you, you know, here's how to cope with them. Like either compartmentalize them or kind of find a way of dealing with that everyday shit, you know.
So it doesn't become too overbearing.
Absolutely. And like, it's like, do you need to be more productive? Like sometimes the anxieties are there for a good reason. And like that's one thing which microdosing has shown me, is it gives me a new way of thinking about things. Is it's kind of like those anxieties are there, like, or my personal anxieties were there for a good reason. There were things I wasn't doing with my life which I should absolutely be doing, and it shows me that, and it says, hey, here's how to handle that. And like my problem is I try to go 1,001 miles, and I see the goal really far, I want to be at that goal. If I'm not at that goal, I'm not there. But with, like...
And you're unhappy because of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, if I'm not where my goal is, I'm crushed. You know, and
So even though you're working your way towards that goal, you'd still get in that state of mind, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not there yet.
I'm not that guy. It's a different person. It's a different type of person. And that was just my mentality. And it was just like looking at me now to looking at who I wanted to be. And it was just so vastly different. Whereas what microdosing has done is it's brought into this kind of like almost like new way of thinking. And it's saying, hey, like, there's a process. Like, you know, there's a path to getting on this. You can get yourself on this path. You know, you're starting from square one. But, you know, today's a good day to start, that kind of thing, you know. So here are the things you need to be doing. You need to be working out. You need to be, you know, if you have an opportunity, you need to be working out an opportunity. You need to be working more at your day-to-day job. You know, you need to be applying yourself more, you know. You need to not be fucking, you know, getting pissed drunk at night. You know, as you know, I've had a cocaine problem for the last 2 years. You know, and like, I tell you what, microdosing fucking dealt with that. Got that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely kicked that in the arse.
I think the amount of people that are struggling with that kind of problem right now,
Yeah.
cocaine addiction, trying to beat it, and the struggles they go through in the weeks and months following giving it up.
So like I didn't start microdosing until maybe like a couple of months after, like, not even a couple of months, maybe a month after I quit. And so I passed.
How soon after quitting cocaine did you start doing mushrooms?
So I've been doing mushrooms for a few years.
Okay.
But there was one particular mushroom trip which got me to saying, hey, this is the time to quit. Because this is the problem. I was in a position where I was like, I was just so deep in the problem, and like, everything was tomorrow's issue. You know, I would spend money I don't have. And it's tomorrow's problem. You know, I make my body shit and be tomorrow's problem. But
So in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I can deal with this another time.
absolutely.
Even
And
though you know it's bad for you now.
absolutely. It's all immediate gratification. And that drug is all about immediate gratification. And
Just those short 20-minute bursts of
exactly.
fucking yes.
Exactly. Exactly, mate. And this is the thing, like, it felt great when I was on it, but then I did so much of it that I needed it to sustain my life, to sustain how I felt.
See, I've only ever done it really in a party setting,
Yeah,
in clubs. I've never done it outside of that.
yeah. My biggest problem was taking it home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I took it home in the bedroom to start with, which was great, amazing. And then I had some left over, and I did it. Like, I had one night where it was just like, hey, I've got nothing to do, I've got no plans. It was Friday night, Saturday night, or something like that. I'm like, hey, fuck it, let's got
Just get a bag of cocaine.
half a gram sitting there, let's do it. And it was great. And then the next night, so maybe that was a Friday, Saturday comes, I've got no plans on the Saturday. So it's like, hey, like, you know, what am I going to do? I've got 60 quid sitting in the bank, you know, fuck it. So...
And you always had like a dealer on hand to...
Yeah, mate, living in London, you've got to do you can get a bag of coke within 20 minutes. You know?
So that wasn't helping things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Literally anywhere in London, 20 minutes, and you got a bag of coke in your hand, which is absolute impeccable. mate, impeccable logistics, if you think about it. Like, whoever's behind the operation, fucking, like, respect. Like, that's a thoroughly planned out operation going there. But
If it was a legitimate business, this would be the top. This would be like
Mate,
5-star reviews.
Mate, it was a well-oiled machine. It was a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And like the drivers were just like cashiers, and like they're just lads. They're just really nice people.
So it was actually a pleasant experience to pick up
absolutely
from your dealer.
And like you had drivers that were like around the area and stuff like that, and I see the same drivers all the time, and I sit there have a chat. Like I sit in the fucking dealer's car having like a 20-minute chat with them.
Well, just because you knew him before,
Yeah,
and
just
you're
because
like,
I'll be
how's the family?
Yeah, just because I'll be picking up so much.
You're being invited to their wedding next week. They're like, oh yeah, come along. Yeah,
Right,
we're getting
yeah.
married next week. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious. You actually become best mates with the dealers.
Yeah. But the thing is, the drivers, they're not the actual dealers.
They're just doing the.
Yeah, there was one driver who said to me, "Oh, here's your number." And like the guy that I used, he's like well known in London, and it's anyone who you speak to 10 people who do coke in London, and 3 of them would use the same dealer.
Yeah.
So that's like how big of a well-oiled machine it kind of was. And there was this one guy who tried to like go off from it, and he said, here's my number, I'm doing this on the side. And I rang him, like I tried it once and his stuff wasn't as good, to be honest. And then I rang him like maybe 6 months afterwards or something like that. I was like, I was in a shot, like I needed a really awkward time or something like that. Couldn't get anywhere else, so I like called him up. And I was like, can you sort me out? And he's just like, yeah, I don't do it anymore. I'm like, what? Not even shooting for the other guy. He's like, no, I'm not in that game anymore. He's like, I can't go back. Oh wow, like you've been fucked up bad.
Well, because he was doing it as well, or.
Mate, I don't know if he was like taking a bit off the side. Like I don't know whether he was like selling a bit and then taking the money away from him, or what he was doing, or whether he had a different operation. But he was trying to set something up on his own. And yeah, he didn't last long. I think that was like absolutely squashed pretty quickly.
Tough life out there for dealers, man. We need to think about this. I've been thinking about them during, lockdowns and all this stuff. It's like they can't go on furlough.
Mate, also
Who's looking after the dealers?
Picking up. Well, so like during lockdown, that was awkward. It was so bad. Like just standing, like mid-lockdown, standing on a street corner.
So this is to pick up coke.
Yeah. No one's around. Standing on a street corner, like waiting for like. This is when I was living in a small town. I wasn't in London at the time. So yeah, I was like mid street corner, waiting around for like. This was not a well-oiled machine. This was like hey, like. You send us a text. We'll say we'll be 40 minutes, and we're actually about an hour and a half, kind of thing.
Classic.
Yeah, it was absolute pricks.
Nothing like London.
No, nothing like London. Like in London, you send a message, and they'll be like, "We'll be there 20." Like they'll literally, I'll have text and be like, "I'll be there in 13 minutes." And it's like, who says 13 minutes?
So specific. It's
like he's Google Maps.
It's like he's a fucking Uber driver.
Yeah.
13 minutes away.
Yeah.
You get a message when he's 2 minutes away. Nearly there.
Absolutely. But yeah, like.
And then you go to the sticks.
Go to the sticks. Standing on during lockdown, standing like on the street corner, no one around, and like just a random car picks you up, and like every now and again you'll have like someone walk past like every 5 minutes or something. You're standing there waiting for like half hour for a dealer to come drop you a bag of cocaine. And you're like,
it's probably like old women looking through their windows,
Yeah.
like looking behind the curtain. It's
Absolutely.
like, what's that guy up to?
And
It's a lockdown. Get inside.
Yeah.
He's not wearing a mask.
And obviously, like, I couldn't do it to my house for reasons but yeah, like it was fucking awful.
But that was the
I meant,
you'd still put up with it.
Yeah,
You needed that hit.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a low point fucking picking up during lockdown and then going up to my fucking bedroom in the same room as like same house as my family at like 7 p.m. doing fucking cocaine. Like that.
Did you even play music or anything?
Huh?
Did you?
Yeah, like I put TV on and stuff like that. I put TV on.
TV.
Mate, I put TV on.
What are you watching on TV and doing coke?
Mate, I put TV on and I'll scroll through porn on my phone. To be perfectly honest with you, mate.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
But what do you watch on TV? Is it just background
mate,
noise?
Background.
No, right.
Just background
You're
noise.
not thinking, oh, lovely, deal or no deal.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I
Mate,
want for my coke binge tonight.
I think my go-to was like fresh meat or something. You know fresh meat?
Yeah, it's a good program.
That was my go-to cocaine watching. Just sitting there in the background, like just background noise, background show.
Yeah, I just can't imagine doing that drug.
Yeah, mate, it fucking ruins your life. Also, I think my landlord's coming in a second, which maybe we should stop talking about cocaine. But well, this is entertaining, if nothing else. Basically,
the benefits of CBD and microdosing. Microdosing.
Microdosing. Let's go for that. Yeah, no, mate. But that, like, dealing with the outset of all that, like everything we discussed, it kind of kicks it in the arse. We're gonna have to edit this so much, or are we just gonna push this out as it is?
We'll see what happens. See what the
see
what the universe wants,
mate. Yeah, they're set to a vote.
I'm trusting in the universe.
Yeah,
that's what brought us together.
Exactly.
And these mushrooms that grow and naturally in the earth.
And mate, as you're doing that with your hands, I'm seeing all sorts of spirals going.
Wow.
To be honest, like with microdosing, it kind of just deals with the outset of your addiction. It kind of just kicks it in the arse. Like,
So could you be, because you're already on the downwards, you'd already given up coke.
Yeah, so I gave up coke basically when I got a new flat. When I got a new flat, I saved up a lot of money because a coke addiction goes hand in hand with your finances. Absolutely,
It's just so expensive.
it's just so expensive.
I just can't.
Yeah, mate, like 20k a debt. That's it. You know. So thing is though, I got into a position where I can manage my cash flow quite well. But you know, hey, all about transferable qualities. But yeah, so I managed to like throw up like enough money to get a new flat at the end of lockdown. 'Cause, mate, lockdown was absolutely killing me living with my family. So,
But were you able to save a lot of money?
no, because I was spending it on coke.
Well, so even though you weren't travelling into London,
Yeah,
to work.
like mate, my deposit on this was like one payday. Where I was just like, fuck it, like here's a payday. I'm throwing it at it, and I'm like, let's just hope I'd land. Like,
yeah,
just going to throw money at the situation and just hope I can get over my addiction within a month. Because if I can't get over my addiction within a month, I wouldn't have sustained living here.
no.
So that's what kind of gave it. Like, it was that massive jump of being like, I want to kick it in the arse. You know, here's my pay. Fucking sort it out in a flat and boom.
So you kind of needed it to go hand in hand. This was like your challenge to yourself almost.
Absolutely. It was, mate, it was...
You
like,
could see your spiral. You could see yourself going down there. You were like, if I do this,
I was...
commit myself to this, then I have to do this.
The way I was going, I'd be living with my family for years and years to come. Because the addiction. Absolutely.
And they had no idea or no...
They had absolutely no idea.
You're waiting on street corners.
Like, no idea. No idea. And if anything, I took pride in the fact they had no idea. Mate, I took pride in the fact they had no idea, and I took pride in the fact that I could go to work each day. But I was absolutely a functioning addict. But but I knew the way I was going, I would have ended up living with my family for time. So it's like, fuck it. Take the jump. They were driving me insane. My body, mind, body, everything was driving me insane. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to give up coke. And yeah, here we are, sitting in my flat. I've been here, 4 months?
Yeah.
About 4 months.
Yeah.
And about 4 months clean.
Are you actually counting the days?
Well, to be honest, the date is a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
Was the last time we did it, so it's quite a memorable date. So it kind of, when that pops up each month, it's nice to count the months that have gone past, but I don't count the days or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
I know, just like in Alcoholics Anonymous and that, sometimes they
Ah.
say like 77 days clean or whatever.
Yeah.
But you just know in your head, 3
Yeah.
months, 4 months.
On that date, it's been
And have there been times when you've felt like relapsing?
absolutely, like without a doubt, like that first month, mate. That first month.
Yeah, the
was
first
hell.
month.
That was hell. It was like every Friday, Saturday night. The thing is, I was doing it every night. So every night that I didn't have something to do, I had like a massive gap where I needed to plug something with it. So I turned to drinking, and naturally,
What were you drinking?
rum and coke, obviously. And then I was like,
Solid choice.
yeah, cheers. I realised I was getting myself into a bit of a stupor with drinking. Like, I was waking up hungover on a Tuesday, and I was like, hey, hold on, wait a second, we're going into the same old territory. Like, we're just transferring one addiction for another. So I kicked that in the arse really quickly. As soon as I
Because alcohol, man, you get too far into that, drinking all the time.
yeah, man.
That's another dangerous one. I've got friends who, they say that they're drinking every day and they have to stop themselves
Yeah,
and say, I'm not going to drink for a week. And then they'll last like 3 days.
yeah. Like, I could tell.
It's a real problem.
Yeah, I could tell I had a fast track route into an alcohol addiction. I had fast track route because I was looking for something to satisfy that space, that cocaine.
So you needed the kind of
something to do on the night.
the
something
nice
to-
feeling that
Yeah,
being drunk gives you.
yeah, like it's
You're basically your body's looking for any way not to be sober.
yeah, essentially, and it's also like a serotonin release that, like, you know, that kind of bump, that immediate gratification, that, you know, feeling of, I don't know how best to explain it, but I was relying on that. I was relying on that really fucking strong hit of serotonin or dopamine to just sustain my living. That was my natural level. And I had to go from that to what a body's natural level actually is. And the thing is, alcohol will get you there. Alcohol will get you there if you drink enough of it. But, like, I was starting to go from... I needed something to gratify that space. So I went to alcohol. Alcohol was... I noticed that was fucking with me, so I kicked that in the arse really quickly. Like, really quickly. It's like when I woke up hungover on like a Tuesday or something after like just a night, you know, I'm just like, right, okay.
So when you replaced cocaine with drinking, how much did you drink?
A lot.
Like a bottle of rum?
Like most nights would be like what you drink on a Friday, Saturday night. Like most weeknights.
And you do that on like a Monday or a Tuesday.
Absolutely. I was doing that like every evening.
But you weren't doing cocaine, so you were like, okay,
Exactly.
at least this is...
Exactly. It was like
It's
replacing
still got to be expensive.
Yeah. Replacing one really horrible drug with one which is a lot better, but still really pretty bad.
More socially acceptable.
Yeah.
You can talk about it with family, and you can do it there.
Exactly.
And they'll go, yeah, why aren't you drinking?
So I needed to just get off that. As soon as I noticed that I was going down that road, I kicked that in the arse. And then that's when I kind of started doing a bit of soul searching, really, to be honest with you. I went through this period of like, mate, watching motivational videos on YouTube and like understanding what I need to really do with my life.
Tony Robbins?
No.
You didn't come across him?
No, it was more Joe Rogan, to be honest. Like some of the chats that he's done, like where he's talking about like working out or like, You know, where he's like one of the really strong things that he said in one of his podcasts is live your life. If you're in a film and you're starting from the position where you're the loser and you're on that hero's journey. And it was like, but you're starting from the loser, but you've got the hero's journey. You know the hero's journey is there, but you've got to live your life like you're doing
It's the Rocky story.
Yeah. And so I was like,
I like
fuck it. Like, mate, that just hit me. That absolutely hit me. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, just wake up the next morning.
Because at that point, you were like rock bottom and you were thinking, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm in terrible debt.
Absolutely. Like,
I'm still looking for these fixes every night, whether it's cocaine or alcohol.
And this is thing. My whole life was in tatters. Everything was in pieces, and I was like the only stability that I had was my job. That's the only thing. But I wasn't even performing particularly well at that, to be honest with you. So
it was affecting your job as well.
My performance at work. You know, I don't think anyone really noticed, but I noticed.
Or just stuff you'd miss that you wouldn't usually miss?
Mate, just things slipping every left, right and centre. Like, you know, when you just got like, you're juggling a lot of balls and you're like, I really shouldn't drop that one. Or like, all of a sudden something will sneak up on you and you're like, fuck. Like
where's that come from?
Yeah. Like, you know when you're juggling balls and you're like, right, I know I've been ignoring that one task for like 3 weeks. But then something will just like, that's okay. I know when that's coming, and I know that's coming pretty soon. I need to address that. But then all of a sudden, like, someone will get you from behind, which is like I know, something you promised when you're like on the height of a come down one day to someone, a task you promised, and then you've had like 6 weeks to deliver it, like to plan it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you've got a call. And you've got to like prepare this out, like, and they were expecting like 6 weeks of work, all of a sudden, like, to be shown to them in a call, and you're like got like 2 days to like prep for it. And you're like, oh shit. So they're the kind of things where work. They're the kind of things where work like absolutely shouldn't be dropped. But I don't know if anyone else noticed it, but I definitely noticed it. Like, you know, thankfully when those calls come, like I can fucking sell it when I'm in the call. But you know, I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of fucking soul searching. And I turned microdosing hit me at the right time, and it was like, you know, hey, like, it's on the website where how I get these. Is get them on the website. They're available. You can just get them. And like, shouldn't I? You know, I'm like, fuck it. It's not that expensive. You know, just grab them.
And you've obviously done the research.
Done the research, man. Like, yeah, did a lot of research, but. And then I tried it one night when it wasn't working. And I did, like, I felt a bit, like, you feel a bit of a buzz with it. The day you do it, you feel a bit of a buzz. So, like, what I say, do it after work, but, like, it's the sort of thing you can do on, like, Thursday or a Tuesday or something like that, where you've not got any plans, but you want to have a fun afternoon. Once you're clocked up from work, do your microdosing, boom. That's a great evening there, just watching stuff, like, feeling a little bit of a buzz, but nothing major. And then next day, you're, like, really fucking productive. Like, I don't know, for like the next 4 days or whatever, like, I take it once every 4 days. But you feel lighter, you feel more energetic, like, it just improves your life, man. Improves your life. But, mate, I'm on a fucking rocky story anyway. I'm absolutely on my way up. So, yeah.
So which chapter you're in at the moment? You haven't quite hit the heights of winning the world title yet.
No, I'm on like chapter 3, maybe. Like, I'm on like, you know, I've
he's been down and out.
Yeah,
he's on the way back.
Exactly. I recognise I'm in the shit, but like, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm nowhere near where I want to be as a person, but also I'm no longer. And this is the thing with microdosing. Ordinarily, I'd be like, I'm nowhere near the type of person that I want to be. And that would be ordinarily without microdosing. That would be a crushing thing because that would be like, there's like, how can I make up that difference? How can I be that person? And I will never be that person. Microdosing kind of spins that on its head and turns it into a positive, and it's like, hey, like you're on that upward trajectory. You're not that person. You're not who you want to be yet. I don't know if I'll ever be the person that I want to be, but I'll constantly be climbing. I don't think I'll ever constantly be satisfied, but fuck it. It's an upward, really
So
positive
just
climb.
being on the journey is not satisfying enough.
That's the thing. And man, from being on a position where you are so down and out, like a cocaine addiction, to recovering, you feel like you're on that fucking rocky journey. You feel like that's just made you. Do you get what I mean? And it's like, hey, like, my life is just an upward trajectory now. Like, nothing's gonna hit me as badly as that hit me.
Yeah. No matter what happens in your life now.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of what life has to throw at me, because I managed that. I took that, and it was horrible, but I'm through it. Like the hard work, the really hard work, I'm through already, and I'm still feeling the pain of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm feeling like financially, I'm struggling, but nowhere near as much as I was.
No.
And the withdrawal symptoms and stuff like that, that's kind of gone.
But the legacy of the thing is going to be there for a little while yet.
Yeah. But
To keep reminding you that,
But I like it. I like the little reminder.
Yeah.
I can't get
That
complacent.
stops the relapses.
Absolutely.
But you don't think there's any chance of relapsing now? You don't think?
No.
Because you've got this.
If I put myself in the position where it would happen, absolutely. Like, I think one of the things is cocaine and sex went hand in hand, like big time. And I think it got to a point where it was like I wasn't having sex without cocaine. And didn't line off girls' tits, to be perfectly honest with you, which is an amazing thing to be doing. Like, it's a really cool thing to be doing.
It's got to give you a rush.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel like a fucking god when you're doing it. But building that, like, I don't think that if I got into a relationship, long-term relationship with a girl, I would tell her obviously about my cocaine addiction, and if she did cocaine, great. But that's fine. I can, like, on nights out, absolutely, I can deal with that. But if that was taken back to the bedroom, I would absolutely do it. I'd absolutely do it. I would not put myself in that position, because.
But then, could you keep it in the bedroom? And then you don't want to get into the habit where every time you are having sex, you do need that.
That's the thing.
You make that thing.
That's the thing. Like,
You don't want that to happen, because then regular sex doesn't become a big deal to you.
Exactly. You fetishize it. Absolutely.
Becomes this big song and dance production, like the actual art of lovemaking.
Yeah.
Is just, you don't even care anymore.
Exactly. And it's like,
So you can't even have that either. Yeah.
And how much of your good sex life is just the dopamine hit you're getting from doing like cocaine? Really? Like,
That's good insight.
So yeah.
The mushrooms have hit another area of our brains now.
Absolutely. So to any cocaine fans out there, listen. Try having
So
sex.
all the cocaine fans out there.
Try having sex without cocaine. Focus on the art, not the dopamine hit.
How did it happen? Where you were just. So the girls liked it as well then.
Mate, like, I'm not being funny. I feel like I can only speak for the girls that I was with, but the girls that I was with definitely got off on the idea of having a line cocaine done off their tits. Like, they loved it. absolutely. Like it's quite a baller thing to be doing. Like it's quite.
That's Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
But you're past that now.
yeah, I'm past it, and I'm having great sex. we're
I
coming
can see
through-
in your mind you're like thinking back to it, like, yeah, that was great.
I
Those are some great times.
I
I'm
had some
I have
great
to snap
nights.
you back. That's in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, yeah, mate. And that's what I'm saying. Like there are things where you gotta take yourself out of that moment. I would not put myself in certain moments. There, I could relapse very easily. Day to day, though, like if we were out having a couple of drinks, and someone offered me a line of coke, I'd turn it down. Absolutely. Because also I know I couldn't
Really?
yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'd have to be really pissed, like really pissed. But
Because one could lead to
I know for a fact that one would lead, mate. It all starts with
10
one.
bags.
Yeah, it all starts with one. It'd be taking a line off someone, then getting a bag up, like ordering a bag in for myself before the end of the night, taking that bag home with me, and then before you know it, I've done a full night of like, I'll be doing cocaine in my bed after the night's ended. After I've been back from the pub, it won't be left at the pub. It'll be
So you're just like sitting in bed.
yeah, man, absolutely. Just do line of cocaine.
End of the night, it's like 4 a.m.
Man.
Everyone's gone home.
Yeah, I
And you're
stay
just
up.
keeping yourself up because you like
Yeah.
that another hit and you think, oh, that feels good again.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Absolutely.
Then you do another bit.
Absolutely, man. That's how it goes. And then I was only going to bed when the bag ended. When I ran out of cocaine, that's when I was going to bed, and then I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that I'd get that, and I'd be doing that again. If I did it once, it would spiral. Absolutely. It's a horrible fucking drug that really gets hold of you. Like, whereas mushrooms are just fucking love.
Wow.
Mother Nature has given us this gift.
What I absolutely must say though, it's one thing which has really got me through the addiction is working out as well, going to the gym. That was a fucking sick move.
Mm.
That's a real fucking great place to be putting a lot of my shit. Leaving it in the gym.
Mm.
I also like the payoff, like, because it's fucking stress. It's fucking painful. It's tough to go through. But I'm leaving it in the gym, and then I come home and I'm looking better. I'm feeling better, and then that's it. It's like the start of that Rocky moment. I'm going from a cocaine addiction to fucking working out. Like, I'm bulking. I'm gonna be looking fit. I'm gonna be
You'll be hitting the bags of,
Yeah, mate, absolutely.
in the freezer, hitting the dead cows.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
No, I mean, working out for me has changed my life. It's just therapy. Gets rid of all the stresses.
You've been working out for time.
I've been working out for a long time because it just became part of my life.
When did you start working out?
About 10 years. It was after my first proper breakup.
Oh yeah, mate. Solid time to be putting that in. Yeah, love it.
And you're just looking for things to do. Unfortunately, my dad is really into like all fitness and all that. He goes to gym all the time. He like do some personal training and stuff. He was like, "Yeah, do you want to come down?" He'd say this every weekend for like years.
Yeah.
You coming down to the gym? I go, no, fuck off. Why do I want to go to the gym? And then it was like a couple weeks after the breakup.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "What?" I was like,
Love
yeah, okay, yeah, I'll go. He was like, "Okay, yeah, grab your stuff and we'll go."
Yeah.
He just didn't expect it because it's something that he'd said for so long.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just fell in love with it. Went down there, learned the moves. Obviously, you have no idea what you're doing, first of all.
Mate, you never do. Like,
And
there's
these,
one
like,
thing I've
massive
noticed.
guys there, and you're just sitting there like with your 6 kilos.
I felt like
yeah.
that absolutely when I started. Like, didn't have a fucking clue. Like,
Mm.
and like you start from low weights, absolutely low weights, and you're looking at guys who have got like fucking like chest press. Like even you, mate, you fucking chest like 30 kg, and I started out there with like 10 kg, like barely fucking managing it.
Yeah.
You know, and there'll be people who can't even do that.
Exactly.
You know, and but everyone's
Just
gotta
making that
somewhere.
start. Everyone starts. You look at the biggest guy in the gym. You look at The Rock.
Yeah,
He started somewhere, you know.
exactly.
It just depends where you start.
Yeah, and how much dedication.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like how much dedication and how much fight you're willing to go in. Like, I think mental strength has a lot to do with it. Like,
Well, in terms of keeping going with it.
yeah, and like whether you're willing to take the chance of upping yourself to that next kg, you know, whether you're willing to like, are
Yeah.
you meeting that head on? If you're not meeting that head on, you're never going to up that kg.
There's a lot of mini battles, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's like every session, every hour gym session, you're going to be having a mini battle with yourself, maybe 20, 30 times,
Yeah.
going, okay, one more, yeah, you can
And
do
when
one
you
more,
fucking
one
win them,
more.
when you win them, mate, that feels sick.
Because in the back of my mind, sometimes, yeah, a lot of the time, it's like, oh no, you've done enough now. You've done 7 reps.
Yeah.
It's quite heavy.
But you can always do one more.
You can always do one more. But it's just, yeah. And if you actually push through, get rid of that moment. Oh, you know, you've done enough. You
Yeah.
can put the weights down. You can go home now.
Wow.
What is that in the back of your mind telling you that?
Mate, I think that's. I don't know. It's a nasty thing. 'Cause it feels good. It feels
Lizard
like,
brain, right?
Huh?
Is that something to do with lizard brain?
Lizard brain. It could be the lizard brain. With the lizard brain, that's more like all the nasty shit that comes out. It's like you want your like. If you, yeah, mate. I suppose it is because it's when you want to try and do something extra. Lizard brain will like bring you in. Like it's where a lot of the anxiety has come from. So maybe with working out. It is too.
Yeah, because I get that feeling. It's like, oh, you've done enough today. You've done enough. You don't need to go harder.
Yeah. You
And
just
I'm
want to
trying to
return
think,
to your
okay.
comfort.
Without actually pushing yourself. Because to push yourself, that extra kilogram, that extra 2 kilograms,
And mate, if you
and go, okay, I'm
think,
going to really struggle now for the next 30 seconds.
and man, if you think about it, if you really like go back deep, like prehistoric vibes, not prehistoric, but like evolutionary vibes, the first fucking humans that are doing anything, that mentality of pushing yourself, you know, run that little bit faster, you're going to kill that animal or get away, fight that little bit harder, you're going to win that fight. You know, that's the sort of thing, that kind of mentality was the sort of thing that was keeping you, like, survival of the fittest. You know, how much, you know as well as I do, how much of, if you're in a fight with someone, how much that is actually strength and how much that is your mental strength, like really fucking being determined
Yeah.
and getting through it. And imagine that in a fight or flight, like real fighting for your life vibe.
Think of what we were, even, like, thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
What people had to go through just to survive, just to see out the day.
Yeah, and that pushing it right, that mentality of, oh, you can push through, or oh, you can give up now. That was I'm gonna win this fight, or I'm gonna be the alpha male. I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna not give up my food, or whereas you can give up. Now that mentality is, I'm going to go back to my, you know, I'm going to go away and starve. I'm going to go away and be hungry and have to find my food. That's like the subordinate kind of mentality.
Alpha and beta, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, to be honest, like, people chat about, like, oh, an alpha male and all that kind of shit. I don't think, like, an alpha male is, like, predetermined. I think that's something that is, you give yourself that mentality. You know, the alpha, like, you don't have to be the biggest, strongest. Like, obviously, like, strength and size play a part in certain fights or certain areas. But like in especially modern society,
Yeah, modern society, physicality doesn't really play a part in the alpha.
exactly.
It's all about your mindset. And
Yeah. If you meet everything and you choose to rise to every struggle and push yourself at every level, you're going to be fucking successful. You know, you are going to be the alpha male. The beta male thing, that's not predisposed. That's not predisposed. That's in your head. I reckon you choose what to be. Absolutely. But the thing is, I think it takes time. It takes time to get out of that mentality. Like, I think there are times when I've fucking given in to that mentality. I think we all do at times. But yeah, how mentally strong are you? How much do you want to push on? I think, yeah, mate, do a bit of soul searching, try cocaine, give up, and then you'll get that mentality.
So you feel like getting over this addiction was like the alpha in you.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Going, I'm going to do this.
Absolutely.
This is not going to control me.
I'm not going to give up, yeah. I'm not going to return to my comfort. I'm going to fight. You know, yeah. And the thing is, this is what's mad about it. So the immediate gratification you need when you're like from something like coke, and the thing that you're trying to find in yourself, and that void that you're trying to fill, is quite easy filled, if you get what I mean. If you meet it head on, if you kind of say, I'm not going to do it, and actively do it, and take that that alpha mindset that I'm going to push on. I'm not going to return to my comforts.